Hi everyone, my name is Bryson Cox and I'll be going over my analysis and findings for Brown LLC Airport, and the color that all of my findings were over is the color black. So to start off, we're going to be starting by taking a look at my graphs. So to start off, we're going to be looking at the day of week graph. And we have my near misses over here to the left, and they go all the way up to 80. And then down here on the bottom, it goes from Sunday all the way to Saturday. So on Sunday, we had 37 near misses. On Monday, we had 70. On Tuesday, we had 59. On Wednesday, 69. On Thursday, we had 45. And on Friday we had 11, and Saturday we had 9. So as you can see, the near misses were a little bit higher here in the middle of the week, and then they sort of fell off here towards the weekend. So day of the week, in this graph, the near misses increase during the week and decrease during the weekend. The near misses peak on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and the near misses are much lower on Friday and Saturday. Some problem areas are the weekdays, and it seems we are much busier during the week, so things are probably moving at a faster pace, which is causing more near misses because people are rushing to go ahead and get stuff done as quickly as possible because there's such a high influx of customers and passengers. And this graph means accidents are much more likely to occur on weekdays, which, like I said, it probably means that we're a little bit more busy on those days. More employees are present, so there's a lot more potential there for near misses or accidents in general. Moving on, we have my time of day graph. As you can see, it still goes up to 80 near misses right here on the left. And down here, my time is in military time, but that's okay. We still get a pretty good indication of what we're looking at. So from 0 to 222, there were 9 near misses. From 222 to 445, there were 7 near misses. From 445 to 707, we had 14 near misses. From 707 to 930, it jumps up pretty good to 48 near misses. From 930 to 1152, there were 43. From 1152 to 1415, there were 57. 1415 to 637, there were 76, which is a big jump up. 1637 to 1900, there were 30. 1900 to 2123, there were 7. And 2123 to 2345, it goes back down to 9. So it seems like we had a pretty big jump here in the middle of the day. Not many here at the beginning in the morning and here at the end of the day, but in the middle of the day, we had pretty big jumps in the near misses. So time of day, in this graph, the near misses are low during the beginning of the day and then rise during the middle part of the day before eventually going back down towards the end of the day. The near misses peak between 707 to 1900, and the near misses are much lower between 0 to 707, as well as 1900 to 2345. Some problem areas are in the middle of the day. It seems the employees start paying less attention around lunchtime. They're eager to get to lunch, so they start rushing things, which can lead to accidents and more near misses because they're being careless. This graph means accidents are much more likely to occur during the middle of the day. And like I said, this just means that a lot of the employees might be in a rush, to get to lunch, they're ready to take a break, so they're going to be a little bit more careless with what they're doing, which can lead to more near misses and more accidents. Next graph we have here is the type of incident graph, which right here over to the right, it shows, and it's color coded with tolerable, negligible, and intolerable. Right here, as always, we have the near misses over on the left. So down here, we had one material handling near miss, and it was a tolerable. We had 4 intolerable bloodborne near misses, 5 negligible, and 3 tolerable. Right down here again, we have burns. There were 2 intolerable and 2 negligible. Next, we have chemicals. We had 4 intolerable and 7 tolerable. Then moving on to culture, we have 1 intolerable, 9 negligible, and 1 tolerable. Dust, 1 intolerable and 1 tolerable. Electrical, 3 intolerable and 2 tolerable. Emergency prep, 7 intolerable, 7 negligible, and 1 tolerable. Ergo, we had 4 intolerable, 13 negligible, and 5 tolerable. Exposure to temperature, 7 intolerable, 2 negligible, and 5 tolerable. Exposure to others, 8 intolerable, 14 negligible, and 5 tolerable. Falls, 13 intolerable, 4 negligible, and 4 tolerable. Falling parts, 5 intolerable, 2 negligible, and 1 tolerable. Fire, 10 intolerable, 3 negligible, and 7 tolerable. Guarding, we just had 1 and it was tolerable. Same with insects, we just had 1 and it was negligible. Material handling, again, we have 8 intolerable, 4 negligible, and 3 tolerable. Moving on, mobile equipment, we see a huge spike in mobile equipment here with 52 intolerable, 7 negligible, and 13 tolerable. Moving on to PPE, we have 7 intolerable, 3 negligible, and 7 tolerable. Tool/equipment use, we have 5 intolerable, 1 negligible, and 3 tolerable. And lastly, we have walking/working surface here, and we have 8 intolerable, 2 negligible, and 2 tolerable. So, type of incident. In this graph, the near misses that are intolerable, tolerable, and negligible are evenly distributed besides one area. The amount of intolerable near misses and near misses in general peak with mobile equipment. The number of near misses are much lower with material handling, burns, dust, electrical, guarding, and insects. A major problem area is with mobile equipment. Some extra training for all employees should be implemented. I feel like this is just a very, very lowball statement. This is very obvious. We have a giant increase in the amount of mobile equipment near misses, and those are no laughing matter. Somebody could easily get ran over. There could be a wreck. Very dangerous stuff that could cause further accidents and death to a lot of people. So definitely need to have some extra training for all the employees to make sure and minimize that as much as possible. And lastly, this graph means that there needs to be a heavy focus on good safety practices when it comes to mobile equipment. Like I was saying just a second ago, there needs to be a little bit of extra training because obviously the employees don't know or just don't care to be safe when it comes to this mobile equipment that can be very dangerous to a lot of people and, like I said, cause further accidents and even death. Next graph we have is monthly tracking. Once again, near misses over here on the left, and down here it's going to go from January to December. So it seems we had 40 near misses in January, February, and March. And then moving on to April, May, and June, we had 30. And then we had 20 in July and August, 15 from September, October, November, and then it goes down to 5 here in December. So in this graph, the near misses are gradually decreasing as the months go on. Although the near misses are highest between January through March, there aren't any peaks as the graph gradually declines, but the near misses are much lower in December. This means that the employees could be paying a little bit closer attention and wanting to be a little bit more careful because they're going to be going on the holiday season break, and they want to make sure that they're not going to be getting hurt and nothing's going to happen to them, so they can spend a lot more time with their family and be happy around the holiday seasons. Some problem areas are in the earlier months at the beginning of the year, and this may be due to new hires coming in that lack experience. A lot of companies will hire on new people to start off and kick off the year. So this could be the reason for higher near misses towards the beginning of the year, and then it gradually decreases as the year goes on because those new hires may be gaining more experience and learning the ropes a little bit better to be more safe. This graph means accidents are much more likely to occur at the beginning of the year, which, like I was saying, could be due to new hires coming in, lacking that experience, and needing a little bit more guidance from the more seasoned employees. So the next graph I have are near misses versus recordables versus first aids. So for first aids, we had 4. For recordables, there were 6, and then there were 300 near misses on the year. So near misses versus recordables versus first aids. In this graph, the near misses seem to heavily outweigh the recordables and first aids. The peak is with the near misses. The lowest points are with the recordables and the first aids. Although near misses are better than recordables and first aids, the sheer amount shows that we have a problem in that area. And just as that says, near misses, although they don't get recorded down like recordables, it does still show that there is a huge problem because a lot of those near misses could have easily, with one more step, turned into a recordable or a first aid. So we need to make sure and hit that problem and get the ball rolling on that to try and minimize all those. This graph means that there are many more near misses occurring than recordables and first aids. Like I just mentioned, the near misses could have easily taken one more wrong turn and turned into a recordable or a first aid. So we need to make sure to try and get those way lower to keep our employees as safe as possible. So now we're moving into group member versus non-group member, and as you can see, the group members heavily outweigh the non-group members 90% to 10%. So next we have group member versus non-group member. In this graph, the group members heavily outweigh the non-group members. The peak is with the group members and the lowest points are with the non-group members. A major problem area is with the group members. As we saw, 90% of these near misses that occurred by group members. The reason for this might be that they just aren't paying as close of attention as the non-group members, or it's just pure negligence and they don't think that they need to take these safety precautions. And this graph means that there are many more near misses occurring with group members than with the non-group members. So next we have the monthly OIR. We have the OIR over here on the left, and it goes all the way up to 45. And down here it goes from January to December, so it's on a monthly basis. So all of the near misses for this year didn't start occurring until August, and then they gradually increased all the way until December, and we see a huge spike here in December. But in August we had a 5 OIR, In September, we had a 13 OIR. In October, we had a 20 OIR. In November, we had a 21 OIR. And in December, we had a 39 OIR. So next, we have the monthly OIR. In this graph, the OIR starts to appear in the middle of the year and then gradually increases through the end of the year. The OIR peaks in December and the OIR is much lower in August. Some problem areas are in the later months, especially December. This shows that employees seem to start slacking off around the holiday. And this graph means that OIR is much higher towards the end of the year. So next, we have my top 5 near misses. So for near miss number 1, a maintenance employee tries to remove debris from the teeth of a chainsaw without ensuring that they have disconnected it from a power source. This is scored high because it can lead to a hand being cut off or an artery being sliced, resulting in death if the chainsaw seemed to have gotten turned on. This can be controlled by making sure the chainsaw is disconnected from its power source before working on it. Near miss number 2, a maintenance employee tries to remove debris from the blade of a riding lawnmower without ensuring they have disconnected it from the power source. Same kind of thing as the one previously with the employee trying to remove debris from the chainsaw. This is scored high because it can lead to an entire appendage being cut off, which can lead to extreme blood loss and eventually death if the lawnmower got turned on. This can be controlled by making sure the riding lawnmower is disconnected from its power source before working on it. Near miss number 3, windshield wipers suddenly stopped working and the road became blurry and smeared through the windshield. In the especially hard downfall, the windshield wipers did not help. They were unable to keep up with the rain pelting the glass, and the amount the driver could see was extremely limited while out on the airfield. This is scored high because it can lead to the driver wrecking the vehicle or running over another employee. This can be controlled by installing better and newer windshield wipers to all the vehicles. Near miss number 4, employee is driving around the perimeter of the airport on a public road checking fencing when they are found speeding in a construction zone. This is scored high because the employee could hit a construction worker, potentially causing death to not only the construction worker but the employee themselves. This can be controlled by informing all employees to not speed through construction zones. Last, near miss number 5, an employee was headed to the ticket counter when he tripped on the top stair and grabbed the rail, which prevented him from falling down the flight of stairs. This is scored high because the employee could have hit their head when falling down the flight of stairs, resulting in death. This can be hard to control as the employee must make sure to pay closer attention when walking down the stairs. There's no really technical answer for this one that would help control this. Just need to make sure that the employees are paying closer attention when going downstairs, making sure to use that guardrail so they don't potentially fall down the stairs and get hurt. Moving on, we have my root cause analysis. So for the problem is there was a near miss. Why? Almost had a slip, trip, and fall. Second why? Employee almost fell down the stairs. Third why? He tripped on the top stair. Fourth why? He was not paying attention. And fifth why? His mind was speaking to a coworker about ticket purchases. And the solution to this is the employee needs to make sure and pay closer attention when walking down the stairs. So moving on to my cost analysis. This is for near miss number 1, which was a laceration. The direct cost would be $21,827. The indirect cost would be $24,059. And the total cost would be $45,931. For near miss number 2, it was an amputation, and the direct cost would be $96,003. The indirect cost would be $105,603, and the total cost would be $201,606. For near miss number 3, which would be crushing, it was direct cost of $67,003, indirect cost of $73,703, total cost of $140,706. For near miss number 4, which was also crushing, direct cost of $67,003, indirect cost of $73,703, and total cost of $140,706. And last, near miss number 5, which would be multiple physical injuries only, would be a direct cost of $78,141, indirect cost of $85,955, and total cost of $164,096. So the cost analysis, starting with the recordables now. For recordable number 1, the employee's name is Jessica Onyx, and they had a heat prostration. The direct cost for this would be $37,658, indirect cost of $41,423, and a total cost of $79,081. Recordable number 2, employee Addie Suit, and they had an infection. The direct cost for this would be $31,401, indirect cost would be $34,541, and the total cost would be $65,942. Recordable number 3 for Ann Sable, and they had a puncture wound. Direct cost for this would be $27,804. Indirect cost would be $30,584, and the total cost would be $58,388. Recordable number 4, Charles Fossil with an infection. The direct cost would be $31,401. The indirect cost would be $34,541, and the total cost would be $65,942. For recordable number 5, we have Robert Crow, and he had hearing loss in both ears. So the direct cost would be $18,828. The indirect cost would be $20,710, and the total cost would be $39,538. And for recordable number 6, it is Robert Crow again, hearing loss in both ears. So we do it twice since he had the hearing loss in both ears. The direct cost once again would be $18,828, indirect cost of $20,710, and a total cost of $39,538. And the cost analysis for all near misses and recordables, the combined direct cost of all the near misses was $330,022. The combined indirect cost of all near misses was $363,023. And the combined total cost of all the near misses was $693,045. And then the combined direct cost of all the recordables was $165,920. The combined indirect cost of all the recordables was $182,509, and the combined total cost of all the recordables was $348,429. So now we have buying or working for the company, and I have concluded that I would not buy or work for this company, and I believe this company is not worth the investment. Judging by all the numbers we just went over and all those costs, in just this year alone, all those numbers between the recordables and the near misses, it adds up to a little bit over $1 million. So this company has a very big problem when it comes to near misses, recordables, and first aids. And I believe that it's just a little bit too much for me to want to buy or work for the company or invest in it. So next, we're going to be taking a look at the OSHA 300 and 301 logs for my color, which was the color black. So for this first OSHA Form 300 log, we see that all the employees' names are listed. They have all the job titles, and the date of injury and illness is all there. All of this information is here, which is to describe the injury or illness. A couple of things that they're missing is they don't have the page totals right here and right here. The page total right here should be 4, and the page total right here should be 2. And then up here, they don't have the year listed, but everything else is here. For the OSHA Form 300A, they have everything here on the left side, but again, they don't have the year in the top right, and here they don't have the correct numbers for the SIC and the NAICS. And then down here, they do not have the company executive signature and any of that information. For the first OSHA 301 form, it will be for Addie Suit. As you can see down here, it has been signed by the foreman. Right here, all of her name and information is shown. Right here, we have the name of the physician, but right here it is missing the facility information. Up here, all of this information is correct. She was checking passports. What happened, the edge of the passport cut her hand, which got infected. But right here, I feel like they could have elaborated a little bit more on what was the injury or illness instead of just putting hand. They could have elaborated a little bit more and said that they got a cut to the hand which got infected and caused them to be injured. The next OSHA 301 form is for Ann Sable. Once again, the foreman has signed it down here on the bottom left, so that is good. All of her name and information is here. We have the name of the physician once again. There is not a name of the facility though, so I need to make sure and put that. Everything up here is good. The case number, time employee began work, date of injury, illness, time of the event. Right here, it says what was the employee doing just before the incident occurred. They were driving cars in the parking lot. That is good. What happened? Employee was stuck in the backside by a sharp instrument left on the seat of the car. That's good. Once again here though, on what was the injury or illness, the employee backside, I feel like they could have been a little bit more specific with this so we can know exactly where on the person they got hurt instead of just saying on the backside. That could be any number of things. And then here, what object or substance directly harmed the employee, the sharp object on the seat. They need to elaborate a little bit more and say exactly what that object was. So for the next OSHA 301 form, once again, down here, it is signed, but it is signed by an office worker. That needs to be signed by someone a little bit higher up, like the foreman. All of the name information is given here, so all of this is good. We have the name of the physician. They do now have the name of the facility, so that is good. Everything up here is good, the case number, the times, and the dates. Right here, what was the employee doing just before the incident occurred? They were moving crates. What happened? I feel like they could have elaborated a little bit more on fell and forklift driver did not see him and ran over his legs. They could have elaborated a little bit more on this and been a little bit more specific. And then what was the injury or illness, part of the body was affected, and how it was affected. Just putting his legs. They need to elaborate a little bit further with that and say exactly where on the legs the injury occurred and what is being looked at and what is hurt. So the next OSHA 301 form for Robert Crow down here, once again, it's an office worker signing this. This needs to be someone a little bit higher up, like on the previous ones. All of the name and information up here is good. We have the name of the physician. Once again, we don't have the facility name, so I need to add that. We have the case number, date of injury, and the times. The employee was cleaning the aircraft near loud noises. That is okay. What happened? The employee works in an environment of loud plane and jet engines. That needs to be elaborated on a little bit more. That doesn't really tell me what happened. It just tells me where they work. What was the injury or illness? Right ear. This could be elaborated on a little bit more, and we could have gotten a little bit more specific with this. What object or substance directly harmed the employee? Loud noises. Once again, we could have elaborated a little bit more on this and said exactly what the object or noise was that caused harm to the ear instead of just saying loud noises. So the OSHA 301 form, now once again it's Robert Crow because both of his ears were damaged. Once again, the office worker has signed it down here at the bottom left. That is incorrect, need to be signed by someone a little bit higher up. All of the name information is here though, the physician is here. We need to have the facility listed as well. The case number is correct, everything, date of injury, the times are all good. What was the employee doing? Cleans jets and airplanes on the tarmac. That is okay. What happened? It just says on the tarmac. That doesn't even make sense. They need to say what happened to the employee. What was the injury or illness? Work in an environment of loud airplane and jet engines. That doesn't make sense either. They need to say what the injury was. And what object or substances directly harm the employee? Loud aircraft engines. This is good. It's specific. It says exactly what it was that harmed the employee. And lastly, we have the last OSHA 301 form for Jessica Onyx. Down here, it is signed by the foreman instead of an office worker, so this is correct. All of the name and information is correct. James Turner, name of physician. We still don't have the facility name, so that needs to be filled out. The case number, date, and times are all correct. What was the employee doing just where incident occurred? Making deliveries around town. That's good. What happened? The AC went out on the truck and employee got stuck in a traffic backup. That is also good. What was the injury or illness? Employee became dizzy and disoriented. This is pretty good. This would be acceptable. They said exactly what happened. What object or substance directly harmed the employee? Extreme heat. This is also good. It gets straight to the point and tells exactly what it was that harmed the employee. Next, we're going to be taking a look at the wellness program that I have created. So the wellness program that I have created deals with stress. According to Brown LLC Population's Health Risk Assessment, 39% of employees feel significant stress at least once per week. Stress can lead to many different types of ailments, including extreme anxiety, depression, and heart problems. Some of the goals for this wellness program is including helping my employees reduce their overall stress levels, get in a healthier state of body and mind, and become more confident in themselves and their work. All these things could help boost employee morale, which in return could boost overall production. and I would like to decrease the overall stress level of all employees by 15%. So here we have counseling, and this is what I am going to do to help out my employees with their stress levels. I'm going to give them free access to a counselor. This involves helping the employees having an outlet for their stress. Employees can go and feel that they are being heard and their stress is being well received by someone. Whenever they think that they don't have anyone to talk to, this can give them a great outlet to relieve some of that stress. Next, we have communication and incentives. So these are going to be the rewards I have. So sending out a company-wide email would be a great way to get the message out to everyone. That's the communication side of things. And unfortunately, when it comes to counseling, HIPAA laws prevent any form of incentives from being given out due to the nature of privacy that counseling holds. I wouldn't actually be able to give out any rewards because then people would know that those certain people had counseling, and that is supposed to be kept very private. No one is supposed to be able to know if someone goes to counseling. So for the rewards, because of HIPAA laws, there aren't many form of incentives that I would be able to give out due to that privacy. And lastly, I have measuring results, and this is saying I will measure the results by looking at the amount of people that utilize the counselor. This would be the best way to see exactly how many people are getting help and seeing if I can lower that number, seeing how many people utilize the free counselor over the year. And by doing that, I will be able to determine the exact percentage of people I have helped and lowered their stress. And this concludes my presentation. Thank you for listening.